Hello everyone, and as promised, here is our recorded video lesson. Though actually this is just an explanation of our weekly home learning plan for weeks 7 and 8. Ayan, because I had a lot of things going on lately, and last Tuesday we had the elections of the PTA officers. Ayan, and I was assigned for the documentation kaya I wasn't able to film early a recorded video, ayan, and send it to you. So, yon, due to such circumstances, no? But, ayan, now I'll be presenting to you our weekly home learning plan for week 7 and 8. Let's just look for it right now. Ayan. So, for week 7 and 8, you are to write journal entries and other short compositions exploring key elements of fiction. You're also expected to use some of the learned elements, techniques, and literary devices, and those are all presented already in the first few parts of the module. Ayan, yung modules natin for weeks 1 to 6. Yan, and I hope you already know what are these literary elements and literary devices because you are expected to use them in the short story that you are to write, no? As we are heading towards the end of the subject. So next, now that you already know the targets, you are expected now to write journal entries and other short compositions exploring key elements of fiction. Ayan. So for the first task, you are to read the content of your SLM for week 7, week 7 and 8, and that's found in pages 80 to 91 of your module. And that with your learnings, with the different tips in writing a fictional story, you are to plan out the details of your short story by filling out the storyboard in your activity sheet. So again, you're expected to fill out that storyboard. So I'm gonna show you later how it looks like, no? You are also to consider the character, setting, plot, theme, tone, motive, figures of speech, message, and target audience. No worries about this because um, these are all discussed in your module, and as long as you have read the content of the module, you're good to go because you'd be able to provide the necessary details as regards the short story that you're crafting. So for here, you're only going to write uh, a storyboard. So it's just a plan. You're just going to plan out the details of the short story that you're going to write. So now, heading now to week 8. So for week 8, you are to appreciate some literary pieces which used various literary elements, no? Ayan. Various literary elements, techniques, and literary devices. You are to write a short story. So after we planned out dito sa week 7, now you're going to execute now the plan. Okay? So you're going to write a short story exploring the key elements of fiction, considering the elements, literary devices, and techniques presented in the module. Also emphasize the genre that you have chosen, considering your storyboard in the previous activity. Also be guided by the rubric on page 95 of your module and grading your output. So let's also open that page 95 of your module so that you'll know how you'd be graded. So still opening. I'm afraid it's not yet open because I already closed the module for weeks 1 to 8, but I'm going to open it again right now. There you go. Sobrang liwanag. So we're going now to page 95. I'm just gonna stop sharing right now and head over to page 95 of the module. Yan. So, di pala siya 95, 91, no? Page 91. So here, ayan, I'm gonna present it again. So for short, for short story writing, ayan. So this is how you'll be graded. So you might as well focus on these indicators so that you will hit the targets and then you'll receive the grade that you deserve, syempre, no? So for that, for the setting, you should earn these characteristics. Exceptional means that there are many vivid, descriptive words are used to tell when and where the story took place. Also, you have to specify the time and place of the story. For the characters, the main characters are described and clearly described. Most readers could describe the characters accurately. Also, for the problem and conflict, you have to make sure that it would be easy for the reader to understand the problem the main characters face and why it is a problem, no? And for the solution or the solution to the character's problem is easy to understand and is logical. There are no loose ends. Also, for the dialogue, there is an appropriate amount of dialogue to bring the characters to life, and it is always clear which character is speaking. Organization, the story is very well organized. One idea or scene follows another in a logical sequence with clear transitions. Creativity, the story contains many creative details and or descriptions that contribute to the reader's enjoyment. The author has really used his or her imagination. Mechanics, the story contains no errors in grammar, usage, or mechanics. And the requirements, though, I would not require you this already yung double space, pages, font margins were met because anyway, we're in the printed modular distance learning modality and you're all expected to write outputs. But if you have resources such as computers or tablets, or if you have the means to somehow type your outputs into a word process document, then might as well use that, take advantage of the situation that you have these means, but you're not required to do that, okay? So now we're heading on to the still on week 7 and 8, but I'm just gonna show you how our activity sheet looks like. Just very quick. Yeah. So for week 7 and 8, this is how our activity sheet looks like. That's for December 6 to 10. With your learnings, with the different tips in writing a fictional story, plan out the details of your short story by filling out the storyboard below. So you can fill out the storyboard with text, with drawings, or whichever way you like, whatever you want to put in there, such as dialogues or whatnot, for as long as you will have to plan out here the main details of your story, what happens in the plot actually. And for mali nga to, no, because it's week 7 and 8, but here I wasn't able to change that, so 8. Write a short story exploring key elements of fiction, considering the elements, literary devices, and techniques. So if you are expected to use this sheet because sayang naman yung effort namin pag-print, no, and you are, yun nga, at least use this sheet to write your story. But if you are having a hard time using this sheet, then you might as well attach another sheet of paper, but please don't forget to at least attach yung original na activity sheet, like with the use of a stapler or scotch tape or glue or whichever tool that can be used to attach papers, no, so that they won't be separated from each other. Because yun nga, on my end naman, I'm having a hard time checking yung mga pad paper na sobrang nipis, yung pad paper na hindi na halos mabasa yung text, no, from the back, no, yung minsan bumabakat, no. So yon, so yeah, that's it. So that ends our activity, our explanation of the weekly home learning plan for week 7 and 8. So thank you so much.